Hello, everybody. Welcome for tonight's green cleaning workshop. My name's Cindy. I've been using doTERRA for the last 5 years. So just to give you a little bit of history, I had started using doTERRA because I had a son who had a lot of respiratory issues, and we were constantly back and forth at the doctor. And so I was trying to find a natural solution for him and was introduced to doTERRA at that time. Essential oils were completely new to me. So was green cleaning. I really never gave a thought to what I was using in my house. I just always had assumed that whatever I was buying in the store was safe and could be used at home. Now I remember probably, well, several years ago now, that just hearing some stuff about dogs that were getting sick from cleaners that were on the floors. And I did have dogs at the time. So it was then that I had a very, vague awareness of that. And so I started to be a little bit more conscious of what I was using on my floors. But really that was it until, like I said, my son had these respiratory issues. And I thought, it's, the chemicals that we're using in our house to do a lot of our cleaning are really not helping the situation. They're harming the situation. And so it was only then that I began to be, start to look into, more biodegradable and environmentally friendly and non-toxic products. And even then, I'm still finding that with some of the products that say that they're green, there still are some things in there that can be questionable. And so once I started using oils and I realized that not only are they good for our health and they're good for our emotions, but they're good for cleaning too. A lot of them have really good cleaning properties and I love DIY, that I started getting into making my own products. So we are really going to jump right in, show you how to do some stuff, and just kind of go over a few things that are really key ingredients if you're doing your own DIY. Once you've got them, there's so many different ways to tweak the recipes. And we have an ebook that we're going to send out to everybody that's joining us tonight, so that you've got, tons of recipes that you can use for all different areas of your house. So some of you may be new to this like I was, and you may not know some of these. So I'm just going to, go over what those key ingredients are and how they can help. Baking soda. Baking soda is a very mild abrasive. So it won't scratch surfaces, but it is really good for just like, scrubbing at things. So like, caked on pots and that kind of thing. But it's also really good for whitening and softening water. So this is a really good addition to like laundry. And it's also basic. So it's non-acidic and it absorbs odors. So you can see why that one's a key one. Vinegar. So this one is acidic. So this one helps to loosen up things like mineral deposits, such as lime and rust. And it also can help to dissolve soap scum. So it is a disinfectant as well. And it also will neutralize odors. And it does soften fabric. So this one is another good one for laundry. If you want to do like, fabric softener kind of thing, this one is a good one to have on hand for that. And then salt. So purpose of salt is that it's got some disinfectant properties, and it has the ability to cut through grease as well and soften water. So those ones are key. Now, a couple new ones to me that I had been introduced to are things like castile soap. So castile soap is a surfactant. I think I'm saying that right. And so basically all that means is that it lifts away dirt and it cuts through grease. So this is a vegetable soap. That's what that is. So it's vegan. And so this one makes a really good base for a lot of cleaning DIY recipes. So once you have this in your house, you'll find more reasons to use it. This one's a good one for floors and for laundry. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything with that one. So yeah, it's eco-friendly, it's biodegradable, and it makes a good base. Now, another new one that was new to me, it doesn't get used as much, but it's citric acid. It still is a good one to have at home. I find I use it, often enough. I'm glad to have it. When I need it, then I just know that it's there. So the purpose of this is that it's antimicrobial. So this is effective for dealing with germs, and it's also an effective degreaser. Now, this can be used for other things like this particular one. You can use it for different recipes. I remember making candies or something with my daughter, some kind of science experiment thing. Like, it's edible, but it's weird. I wouldn't just use it. But anyways, so safe. to use. So like this is basically it. So we're gonna show you how you can do some stuff, and we're just basically gonna be tweaking these ingredients for it. So I'm gonna get us started with a cleansing spray. So I don't know if people are more aware of their surfaces like I now am over the past year, and just making sure that things are really clean in our house. But it's just super, super simple. Just I'm gonna half batch it, but it calls for a cup of vinegar and a cup of water. Now I have a plastic spray bottle here, so I am just going to make a note here that citrus oils, when you're adding them to your DIY stuff, the citrus ones are really good for cleaning. They're really good for cutting grease, and they're really good for uplifting mood and making the house smell clean and fresh. But you don't want to use a citrus oil in a plastic container, because it will eventually break down the plastics over time, and you don't want that leaching in, right, to what you're doing. So take your half a cup of vinegar and half a cup of water. Calls for warm water. I'm not really sure if that's
Cindy, while you're measuring, we just had a question come in about where you buy your citric acid.
Ah, thank you. Amazon's good for everything, basically. This you can probably get from a Whole Foods store as well. You purchased some before, Natalie. I bought some from our bulk store in a different variety. That's why it wasn't coming to mind right away. I bought some in like a bucket from Bulk Barn, actually. Yeah, or in a Whole Foods store would sell that as well. Is that where you got yours from, Natalie, before?
I think so. I usually grab my citric acid now, though, from Amazon, just because you can usually get a bigger package for a better price. I don't have a Bulk Barn here in my town, so for me, that Amazon is usually where I get stuff like this.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got my half cup of vinegar, my half cup of water, only because my jar is small. And so I'm going to add 10 drops. Now this is lemongrass. I love the smell of lemongrass. It's very, very fresh. It's very uplifting. So I'm going to add my 10 drops, and just a plug for lemongrass because I use it for cleaning all over here. And this is one of our featured products this month with doTERRA, so you can save 15% off of this product. And it's really cheap too, actually. And that's it. So I use this to spray down my counters. I use this to spray down like my faucets and sinks, and just give everything like a quick, but I keep this handy in the kitchen all the time. Simply easy. Took, 30 seconds to make. And once you've got the stuff in your house, it's already there. It's super easy. That's it for the cleaning spray. So I'm going to hand it over to Natalie, who's going to do our next recipe.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited because I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to make laundry detergent. This is one of my favorite DIYs. And I started making laundry detergent out of a need. Much like Cindy, my youngest son. So Cindy, your son had a different health issue. I think it was is that what you were talking about, or was it your dog? Yeah, your son. Okay, sorry. My youngest son has really sensitive skin. And even the natural detergents on the market were making him break out in really itchy skin. Like his entire body would be covered in scratches because he would be scratching all night long. So once I started learning how to make cleaning products, this was something that I was intrigued by. I was a little concerned because I thought, is this actually going to clean my clothes? Because I had tried some natural detergents in the past and it never really cleaned my whites that well. But this detergent I've been using now probably for 3 or 4 years. And I make a huge batch at once. It usually lasts me about, I meant to take note last time. I'm going to say between 4 and 6 months, one batch, okay? And you'll see how quick we can make this. So let me just adjust this so you can see my sink. I'm in my kitchen and I have a bucket, and this is the bucket I always use for my detergent. And in here, I already have measured out 7 liters of warm water. It doesn't have to be boiling. You don't want it to be boiling, actually. So just warm water out of the tap. And into this, we're going to add first some coarse salt. Now, this is like huge, chunky salt. You don't actually have to use salt like this. You can use kosher salt, which is a bit chunkier than your table salt. And we're going to use a 1/3 cup of this. Now, the only reason I say not to necessarily use this one is just because it takes forever to dissolve in the water. But there's nothing wrong with this. And this is something that I bought at Winners when we could still go to Winners. although ours is open again. So I guess I could venture out, but I don't need any. So Winners is also a great place to find odd things like this from time to time. HomeSense will do the same, just as an aside, but this one was from Amazon. Next, so if I weren't on camera, I would take a bit of time now to whisk this up to help my salt dissolve, but I'll do that after. So we have salt. Now we're going to add a half a cup of baking soda. So you can see, just like what Cindy was saying, all the items that she talked about are going into my bucket. Okay, and then we're going to add a full cup of Castile soap. Now I like to buy Dr. Bronner's, and I like to buy the baby one because it's unscented. A lot of Dr. Bronner's stuff has some kind of, I was going to say flavor, some kind of scent already added to it. And I want to be able to control the aroma of my laundry detergent. And you'll notice I actually don't add any essential oils into my recipe because I adjust the oils that I use from batch to batch, or not batch to batch, but load to load. So if I'm doing my towels, I may use tea tree. If I'm doing my bedding, I may use lavender. If I'm doing just regular clothes, I may use lemon, or sometimes I just use my detergent. Okay, and that is it. Now I just have to stir it, make sure everything gets mixed up. And then I have empty containers lined up here. Now I have empty doTERRA On Guard laundry detergent bottles that I've saved up over time. And I fill those because they're just convenient. But before I had these, I just used mason jars. That was my packaging or my storage container because they're easy to handle. If you have a gigantic jug, it's hard to pour that into your washer. And all you need is a quarter cup of this detergent per load, if even, depending on the size of your load. A full load would be a quarter cup. Otherwise, you can go even less. And this works well for high efficiency. So just so you know. And that's it. I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to pour it into my bottles. And you can see this literally takes maybe 5 minutes to mix up. That's it. And then you're good for about 4 to 6 months, depending on how much laundry you have. So Cindy, I'm going to give it back to you.
I've been using that laundry detergent too, making my own now for a couple years too. And we're a family of 5, and one batch will probably last me about 6 months. And I'm doing a load of laundry like every day, but I was told to use like 2 tablespoons. So unless it's a big load, unless it's a really dirty one, I've been sticking with 2 tablespoons and it's been working. It's been, yeah, just as effective. Okay, and then, oh, I had a question too. Have you ever used Epsom salt? Is that an option, do you think? Because that's a coarse salt.
I'm pretty sure I have when I didn't have coarse salt. I think I've also used pink Himalayan salt, which is like fancier salt. Really, the function of the salt in your laundry detergent is to help soften your water. So if you have a water softener in your home, then you don't even need the salt. But yeah, I use what I have on hand. I try to remember to have this particular salt, but yeah, I think I'd have to Google to make sure I'm correct, but I would think Epsom salt is fine.
Because I would think so too. And Epsom salt is just something that you can pick up even from the dollar store, right? So it's just something convenient, another option for people. Then I'm going to turn it over to my friend Nicole, who is going to show us our next recipe.
Here. Hey guys. Okay, so how's everybody tonight? I just wanted to let you know that tonight I'm going to be making a scrubbing cleanser, which is really easy with everything that you already have within your home, except for probably the Castile soap, which you should, like I was just informed as well. I also used the Dr. Bronner's as well. Again, like Natalie said, pure Castile soap, no smell. I found that other Castile soaps out there had a bit of an odor. And any kind of a soap that you're trying to make you want to be odorless, you got to really make sure it does say fragrance free. And Dr. Bronner's is, I swear by it now. So what we need to make scrubbing cleanser, and this is your best friend when it comes to scrubbing cleanser right here. It's non abrasive. It's a great cleanser no matter what you do. Now, some people used to use it on their teeth. Don't do that. So with this guy, we're going to make the cleanser for our sinks. It's also been used in frying pans, on baking trays. It works great. So in order to get that done, I just use a Ziploc type of container from the dollar store. Easy, nothing to it. And we are going to do, put together 3/4 cups of the baking soda. This baking soda, you can either get literally, I picked it up at Walmart. It's also at Costco. Walmart is about half the size, not the little one, you want the bigger one. So this one, you can actually get this at Costco. Retrospectively, it's a lot more, it's cheaper for the bang that you're going to be using this for. So we just put 3/4 cup into this little container right here. And then I'm going to get a 1/4 cup of our Castile soap. Nice thing about this recipe and a lot of our recipes that we're making, they're wonderful to clean up because they've already got the Castile soap included. So we're going to add that 1/4 cup to this right here. And then, there we go, just 2 tablespoons of water. Now for this, because I just love the smell, no matter what, I love the smell of clean. When it comes to clean, it's lemon for me. Some people like other citruses, like Cindy, you like these, I'm not sure which one you said, but everybody has a different flavor for them, whatever they like. Mine is going to be lemon. And all you're going to do is add 10 drops. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I actually put 15 in because I love the smell so much. And we are going to mix that up. And when you're done mixing it all up, you end up with a consistency that's pretty cakey, as if you were to put it into a pie pan. And I think I have should have got this out earlier for you. What I've got here is I saved this just to show you. We just dab a little bit in to your solution. A little bit of elbow grease when it comes to something that's been sitting for a while, but like I said, this works amazing when it comes to your sinks, and you can see how it's starting to clean, how much that's all come up now. And I love the smell. I can go with the smell any day of the week, and that will last a long time. As long, depending on how much you're using it, it will last a long time in your cupboard or pantry, wherever you do your cleaning solutions. And that's simple to make. Keep making it, keep using the same container, put whatever oils you want into it, and away you go. And it just brings everything up so beautifully. And that's that. That is our scrubbing cleanser.
Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, I mentioned a couple of cleaning oils, cleansing oils, and Natalie touched on a few too, but some of the favorites are lemon, the citrus ones I did say, but I didn't really.
Yes.
Lemon, lime, even grapefruit. Wild orange is another wonderful one for cleaning. The lemongrass I've already talked about. Tea tree, lavender, and On Guard. On Guard is like one of my favorites for days.
Yes. I also know somebody who likes to use the eucalyptus in their cleaning stuff. They love the smell of it.
Yeah. Or you can you can mix, right? You can mix a couple different smells together.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now I have my little solution right here. That's going to last me quite a while. And the idea that it doesn't take a lot to use. No. I mean, it's still going to stay this consistency, all you have to do is just mix it up. Sometimes it does harden. Don't worry about it hardening a wee bit. Just stir it up and just dab your cloth in and away you go. It's beautiful. And you can use it on your countertops. It doesn't hurt them.
Awesome. Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome.
So another area that that I was really noticing once I became more aware of green cleaning was the toilet bowl cleaner. Just the smell of it. It's so strong. You can smell it throughout the house. And I wanted to find an alternative to that. So I'm going to make some toilet cleaning pods. Now, again, I'm going to half batch it. This is just my thing to half batch. So just only because I think then I can change it up. Right? If I run out, it takes 2 seconds to make more, and then I can just change the smell of the next batch. So here's my half batch. I'm going to take half a cup of baking soda. And we're going to use, it calls for 1/4 cup. So it's basically 2 tablespoons then of the citric acid. Now these are kind of fun because when you put them in the toilet, they actually foam up a little bit. So the kids like to watch these ones. And then I also, yes, my 1.5 tablespoons of unscented Castile soap. So I'm just using this one up, but I also have the same Dr. Bronner's that you guys have. We're going to get to that one next. I'm sure I'm going to run out. So we've got our Castile soap in there, and then it calls for 15 drops of essential oil. So what do I feel like smelling? I'm gonna do tea tree for my toilet cleaner this time. So 15 drops. I'm only doing 8. And then what I'm gonna do, I like to make these, again, smaller. Just because this is the silicone mold that I have. And then I can fit them into one of the jars that I have. I just keep it in almost like a mason jar on the back of the toilet. And I'll just drop 1 or 2 of them in. If I stay on top of cleaning the toilets, we live in the country here, so we got some hard water and some minerals, that kind of thing. So, if we're doing it, staying on top of it, then I'll just use one of those little ones at a time. So yeah, just stir it up, mix it all in. So it's kind of like a paste. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pack it into the silicone mold and just let it sit overnight, let it harden. And then tomorrow I'll pop it out. I'll put them in my little mason jar so they stay nice and fresh. And then I just leave them on the back of the toilet. And as we need, we just drop one in. You let it sit for a few minutes. Like I let it sit for 15 minutes or whatever and do its thing and then clean the toilet. Much better alternative, and it's even effective out here in the country. So I was happy to come upon that recipe. And then I'm going to pass it back to you, Natalie, while I'm packing this in.
All right. So I just finished bottling my laundry soap, and I just want to show you how much one batch gave me. Now I did spill a little bit because that's just who I am. Super messy in the kitchen all the time. But I have 4 of my laundry detergent bottles, which is the doTERRA bottle, which says 64 loads, just to give you an idea how much you're going to get out of it. And then I have a huge bottle full, which I'll store in the basement. Not that you really care where I store it, but yeah, just to give you an idea, like it's amazing. Okay, so my second item I'm going to make is a stain stick. I figure I'm in the laundry room, not that I am actually in there, but my theme is laundry room, so I might as well show you how to make a stain stick. So you can do this with a spray bottle, or if you have empty roller bottles, that's what I'm using. I have a 10 ml roller, and I'm going to use the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. This is an incredible product, and you can use this for all the things. I love it. I always have a bottle on hand. And I just wanted to mention too, I always have a bottle of the doTERRA laundry detergent on hand as well. Just in case I do ever run out of my laundry detergent, or if I want to just switch it up for some fun. So for those of you who want to use greener products in your home and don't necessarily want to DIY, there are options for you too. So anyways, On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, empty 10 ml bottle. I'm just going to fill it up, and that's it. I don't even think we need to fill it up. Cindy, would you fill this up with water or would you fill it up all the way with the cleaner?
I dilute it a little bit more actually.
You do,
Yeah,
okay.
so
I just
do
thought
that.
of that. Normally what I do, I don't normally ever make a stick. I just squirt a little bit on my stain and I go on my way. That's why I was just thinking, should I dilute this? Because it is concentrate, so you just need a tiny amount of this. So I put some cleaner concentrate in here. I'm going to top it up with water, and then I'm going to put my roller on. And this brings me to a really exciting part of this class because I'm going to be doing a giveaway at the very end. So this stain stick will be going in this little bag. You're going to be getting a bottle of Purify, which I don't think we've talked about yet, right, Cindy? No? Okay, so Purify is doTERRA's cleansing blend. It smells, to me, the most of citronella, which is a very refreshing smell. The beauty of this is if you pop it in your diffuser or if you have it in a spray and you spray it, the smell doesn't linger, okay? It just makes your air clean. It actually kills the odor molecules. It doesn't mask anything, which I love. Anyways, and you're going to receive 5 wool dryer balls, okay? So the Purify goes on your dryer balls and this will replace your dryer sheets, which are super, super toxic. Okay, so that will go in there. You'll get the stain stick and we'll do our draw right before we say good night. Oops. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to you, Cindy.
Awesome. So yes, I am also kind of a messy in the kitchen, which I'm not really in the kitchen right now, but so there are my toilet pods. They're going to fill up my mason jar when they're all hard tomorrow. I was just going to add to that. The only reason I think I add water to the roller bottle when I do the cleanser is just because it's thick and then it comes out of the roller bottle a little bit easier with the cleaning concentrate. But typically I will just grab my cleaning concentrate and I will tell you that is the best stain treater that I have ever come across. And I have 3 kids. Okay, Nicole, I am going to invite you to come back on and share your next recipe.
Absolutely. So as Natalie was doing themes, I think I'll continue with themes, and I will be teaching you how to use or how to make reusable cleaning wipes. And the one thing that you really need to get yourself into is going to Canadian Tire, and I love this package of Frank's Clean Up Nice reusable cloth. It's basically exactly the same as a J cloth, only I find, I'll just put it up there. J cloth is not this big, like it's huge. It's really nice. So what I have done is I've just, because I'm using a jar this big, again, from the dollar store, what I have done is I've just taken for now three sets of these, or 3 pieces of these, and I've just cut them in half lengthwise. So I would be cutting them, sorry, not lengthwise. I would be cutting them here across this way. Okay, because when you're done, you get a nice piece of cloth like this, nice square piece of cloth to work with. And then what I'll do is I will just take them. You can fold them, you can roll them. I like to roll them. They tend to sit nicer inside the jar themselves. It all depends on what you're using to make this solution. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of plunk each one in and just fold it over a wee bit. Okay, so I'll just finish these off here. I've actually made a few here. Let's plunk these in now. And then what we'll do is we'll make the solution. So before we do anything, we're going to start it off in one of these, just a little jar, anything that you can just stir things up in. And I failed to mention regarding water. Try and get yourself into boiling water and putting it aside. If you can't get distilled water, boil some water, put it aside in a container somewhere, and just keep it aside for whenever you want to use it. Distilled water, boiled water, is much more better. It's easier to use when it comes to cleaning products because it lasts longer. But there's a lot of chemical inside of the taps, anything coming through, unless you're out in the country. I don't know what kind of water would come through the country, but like well water. But when it comes to any kind of chlorinated water or chemicalized water, use boiled water or distilled water. It maintains any kind of product that you're making longer. So I'm going to start off with So let's see. I'm going to start off with 2 cups. I'm going to say 2 to 3 cups. I think I'll use 3 cups. And this, I'm just using it right from my tap of my kettle that I used this morning for coffee and tea. So it's 3 cups. And then 2 tablespoons again of Castile soap. Just 2 tablespoons will do it. All right. Now, for this recipe, hydrogen peroxide is what is going to be added to this as you're using it as a reusable cleaning wipe, just as if you would be buying handy wipes from the store. Hydrogen peroxide is a very powerful disinfectant. It kills bacteria like staph, H1N1, SARS, and even coronavirus. It will kill coronavirus. So I just get it right from the dollar store again. I keep everything as cheaply as possible, because that's the whole idea of making your own products. You don't want to be spending so much money, and this goes a long way. So for the hydrogen peroxide, it's actually 1/8 of a cup. I'm going to add that to my cup here. And then, as Cindy mentioned earlier, this one's going to be my On Guard. I do love the smell of On Guard as well. So that's got the citrusy, cinnamon, clove type scent to it. And I love the smell of On Guard. I love knowing that if I can smell it, I know it's clean. So 10 drops. Okay. And have a spoon. And then we're just going to stir it all up. And then once we have that stirred up, we're just going to pour it in. Pour it slowly so that your pieces can soak everything up. It's going to take the whole thing. It still needs to soak up some more. There we go. Okay, so now you have your ready-made wipes, which I'll just pull one out, and you just kind of squeeze it out. And you're ready to go. Nice and clean.
Awesome.
It smells lovely. So whatever you do make sure you get the hydrogen peroxide in there, because that's what's going to kill all your germs. And basically that's why you have your wipes. And that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
And for my last recipe, again, I was trying to think of something that every household could use and something that's super easy. We're obviously more aware of our hand washing now too. 3 kids, got to stay on top of it, but having soap that we can make at home. One of my kids now is getting sensitivities to all the hand washing and sanitizer that they have to use at school. So we're trying to be really, really gentle with our soaps at home and still be effective. So here's a great option anyways. So basically you are going to take 2 tablespoons of that casta soap. I'm going to be using up the last of this one and have to get into my Dr. Bronner's there. Tablespoons, and then 1 tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil. So if you're already using doTERRA, you have an account, you can just order this right through your account. or fractionated coconut oil. You can get it most grocery stores. You can get coconut oil in liquid form in the grocery section or in the health section sometimes too. So a tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil, and then you're just going to add in whatever essential oils that you'd like. Again, I like On Guard because it makes me feel like I'm doing a good job cleaning. It smells very fresh and clean. Or you can mix it up. One of my favorites is like rosemary and peppermint, or lavender and bergamot, or you can customize it to whatever scent you like, or whatever scent your kids like, if that's what you're who you're suiting it for, depending on whatever bathroom you're putting it in. So yeah, I'm going to do On Guard here, and I'm going to add in my oils, and then you just top it up with water. So super duper easy. Again, simple things that don't take long to do. Once you've got the few ingredients in your house that you need, you like I say, they're very, very versatile. I'm just going to fill this up, and then it'll be ready to go for the bathroom. Now, you see that this hand soap bottle does say doTERRA On Guard on there, and that is because, as Natalie mentioned, doTERRA makes it really easy for us too. So there's some, maybe, you're just DIY is not your thing, but you really want to be into green cleaning, detoxifying your home, or just to have on hand if you run out of something else. But you can buy the On Guard soap, and it comes, you can order these with it together. These can come in a 2-pack as well. So this is your On Guard hand soap that you can order. We've got the cleaning concentrate. Now this, we talked about it for laundry and stains, but this is so much more than that. You can use it in your dishes. I use this to clean my floors now all the time. Rather than doing the spray that I had done earlier, the first of it, you could just use a little bit of the On Guard cleaning concentrate and top that up with water, and you're ready to go. And then you don't have to worry about making it up yourself, really, because it's already done for you. And then the laundry detergent, like Natalie showed you the bottles, like you can get all that stuff directly through them. But if you like to be crafty, it's so cost effective, it's so easy, and they clean just as effectively, and your home just smells great after. And then you don't, like I say, you don't have to worry about any kind of chemicals in your home. So I hope that you guys have learned something from this tonight. I hope you guys have fun learning with us. But if you have any questions, I'd like to open it up as well.
I think while we wait for questions, maybe we can do the giveaway before I forget.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make it really easy. I've written down everybody's name, and I've put a number beside them. So I'm just going to have you pick a number between 1 and 5.
Natalie, can I add one more thing about these wipes here?
Yeah.
So this is the finished product. So I just kind of put them all together. So as you can see, there's so many of them in there. But when you're finished wiping down your counters or whatever it is you're wiping down, you take the cloths and you throw them in your laundry detergent, or into your laundry. Wash them up, reuse them again, put them right back in.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this. It's like reuse, and reuse again.
Yep. Less waste.
Less waste.
Sorry, Natalie, if a number between 1 and 5, I'm going to pick number 4.
Number 4. All right, so congratulations to Armiel. You are our winner tonight. Keep an eye on your mail. It may take a while because the mail takes forever these days, but it's going to be coming your way. Yeah, awesome.
And so, yeah, most of the recipes that we covered, I don't think the laundry detergent is in there, but I think most of the other recipes that we covered tonight are in the ebook that we're going to send out to you along with the recording.
I'll include I was going to say I'll include the laundry recipe as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that was a good one. And then I guess if there's no questions, then I think that we're done for the evening.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.